Hi, second grade students. We are having a grammar lesson on page 99. I provided that to you in your learning packets. Page 99. It is a test, but we're going to do some of it together. It says at the top, Chapter 20 test. If I didn't put your name on the top, please make sure your name is on the top. And let's begin. First of all, a lot of you have gotten a little bit lazy on classifying sentences. When it says classify each sentence, it doesn't mean just put what kind of sentences it is over here. It means I want you to label every single word, what type of words they are, just like you've done for a long time, and you've done it many, many times. Okay, so from now on, if it says classify each sentence, don't just put a letter here. I want every single word labeled. You're going to do number 1 later on your own. Right now we're going to do number 2 together, sentence number 2. And then we're going to keep going from there. All right, sentence number 2, let's read it together. An injured whale swam beside the ship. Ooh, and there's an exclamation point at the end. An injured whale swam beside the ship. Pretty easy to tell what kind of sentence that is. That's an exclamatory sentence. So go ahead and put E. If it's a regular sentence, you would have put D for declarative. Or if it was a question, you would have put INT for interrogative. But this is, that's really all you have to do is look at the end of the, what the punctuation is at the end. Okay, let's go ahead and now classify, label our second sentence. An injured whale swam beside the ship. First, we're going to look for the subject noun. We are going to think to ourselves, who or what is the sentence about? Who or what? Let's see, is it about a ship? No. Is it, no. Oh, guess what? I know that whale is a noun. So we know a subject noun must be a noun. And as a matter of fact, the more I read the sentence, the more I realize that whale is our subject noun. Okay, go ahead and label SN. You've got, I'm not gonna take a really long time like I did on the first grade video. You kids have done this so much, but let's go ahead and move on. Next we need to find our verb. The injured whale swam beside the ship. Swam, that is definitely action. There's our verb. Okay, we're also going to chop. Right now we're going to chop between the subject and the predicate part of the sentence. All these words are our subject part of the sentence, and all these words are the predicate part of the sentence. Okay, so we have our two most important words of the sentence, but now we're going to figure out the rest. An injured whale. Let's see, injured, whale. Aha, that is definitely a word that refers to the noun. So words that modify or refer to the noun describe describe which one, how many, and what kind. Well, what kind of whale is it? It's an injured whale. So that is definitely an adjective. I'm going to label it as such. Injured whale, the whale is injured. Okay. An is also referring to the whale, the subject noun. In fact, it could just be, if injured were removed, it'd be a whale. But remember, a, an, and the are article adjectives. They are a type of adjective, but a special kind. Very easy to label. Just label it with a capital A. Let's go over to our predicate part of our sentence. Swam beside the ship. Swam beside the ship. Let's see. I think a lot of times there's an adverb right after our verb, but not always. We're going to go ahead and look on our common prepositions. And lo and behold, I see that the word beside is on our preposition sheet. The way you can tell if it's an adverb or a preposition is if later on you see that there's going to be a noun, an object of the preposition. So this is actually a connecting word, so it is indeed a preposition. Label it as P. And what is it referring to? What's it connecting to? Oh, it's connecting to that noun, ship. And remember, object or prepositions are nouns. Nouns that connect the sentence are OPs, object of the preposition. So we have OP, P there, OP there. And the is still just our regular old article adjective. All right, like I said, you're going to do number 1 on your own, although I do want to help you with one thing here. I know we studied it, but it's something we haven't reviewed for a little while, so I thought you kids might need a little bit of help on Andy's guitar fell. Andy's guitar fell. Well, Andy, that seems like a noun, but it's actually not. It's a possessive noun. Go ahead and put a P in there for possessive noun. You saw the apostrophe S. And then our subject noun is actually the guitar. And I think you know the rest. So do the rest on your own. But I know you haven't seen possessive nouns a whole lot. But do the rest on your own. Okay, we're going to go ahead and fill in. I know a lot of times I cross these off. But I think it'd be good practice for you to go ahead and remember how to do this. List the noun used. We're going to use sentence 2 to underline the, excuse me, I think I already crossed that off. We don't do the underline, we do the chop. Okay. But we're going to use number 2 to complete the table below. For sentence number 2, what was the list the noun used? We're going to do our subject noun was whale. And it was our subject noun. We're going to put SN. Is it singular or plural? Is it one whale or is it more than one whale? I hope that you put singular. That's just one whale. How about, is it common or proper? Is whale a proper noun? No, it's just a common noun. Is it, okay, now we're into the simple subject is actually, again, whale. And now the simple predicate. What they really are looking for here, if you recall, is they're looking for the main verb when they say simple predicate. Our main verb is swam. Now we can keep going. They want us to find the other noun in here. If you remember right, object of prepositions are nouns. So we're going to put ship. And we're going to put, it's an OP, object of the preposition. Some people call them object nouns, but for us, we're just going to stick with OPs. Is it singular or plural? Is it one ship or more than one ship? Well, I hope you put S for singular. Is it a common noun or a proper noun? It's just a regular old common noun. All right? This part you kids can do on your own. Remember, all you're filling in here is name 6 parts of speech that you have studied, and you may use abbreviations. A lot of times I cross this off too, but this time I want you to go ahead and do it. Go ahead and maybe put, you could put SN. That's the first thing that pops in my mind. V, maybe ADV here, ADJ, P, OP, A for article adjective. You kids should know that. Some of these synonyms and antonyms are some of the toughest parts of these tests, and I've been crossing that off too sometimes. However, a few of you like to challenge yourself, and I love it when students want to challenge themselves and learn more. The toughest part is you might need to ask a parent or an older sibling, or look up in the dictionary what these words mean. For example, okay, remember we circle, if they're synonyms, we circle SYN, and if they're opposites, we will circle ANT. Ledge and shelf. Ledge and shelf. Those are both things that sound very similar to me. So I am going to circle synonym. Now do your best on the rest, but they are tough words. Just give it your best shot. Let's go on. You kids learned about the regular verbs, tenses, and the irregular verb tenses. Let's go ahead and do that too. Remember, we label number 1 if it's present tense, number 2 if it's past tense, that happened in history, and a number 3 for future tense. If you might need to look in your reference section for the irregular verbs. Then again, you might just know by reading them to listening to them. So let's hop over here to the irregular verbs. We're going to figure out tenses. The wind will blow against my window. That's something in the future. That's a future tense. We will label that 3. The wind blows against my window. Well, that's happening right now. That is a present tense. I'm going to put number 1. And then number 11 says the wind blew against my window. Now remember, irregular verbs happen when the past tense changes the word a little bit. And that's what happened here. It's not the wind blowed against my window. It's the wind blew against my window. So that is a past tense verb. And put number 2. If you're not sure about some of these, you can go ahead and look in your reference section in the irregular verbs. But you've been hearing people talk this way all your life, and you yourself have talked this way all your life. So a lot of times it will just make sense to you, and you'll be able to tell right away what's the past tense for an irregular verb. I want you to go ahead and do the rest of these on your own. And then exercise 6, you kids are actually super good at, you don't have to do this. You kids are so good at contractions. If you want to write on a separate piece of paper, that is fine. Or if you want to try to make room on here, either way, as long as I can read what you're putting, should not becomes, when it's contraction, it becomes shouldn't, doesn't it? So we write it like this. We drop the O, shouldn't. All right, and then so on, and all the rest. You kids are really good at those. I do want you to do those. And I would like, on the back of this, I put optional. I love it though when you kids challenge yourself and want to do more. And I would love it if some of you would try at least part of this or all of this. It is optional, so I'm going to leave it up to your parents probably to decide whether they want you to try to do this side or not. Okay? Or if you just want to do it on your own, that's fine too. I miss you kids, and I hope to see you soon. And I hope you do well on your grammar. I look forward to seeing you turn in your work. Bye-bye.